My name is Mark Barden. In 2012, my wife Jackie and I were enjoying our lives in Sandy Hook, Connecticut, raising our three beautiful children, James, Natalie, and Daniel. Jackie, a school teacher, and I was a professional musician, and we had a wonderful life. But on the morning of December 14th, 2012, all of that changed when a gunman armed with an AR-15 shot his way into Sandy Hook Elementary School. He shot and killed 6 educators and 20 first-grade children. And one of those was my 7-year-old son, Daniel. Many parents carry a picture of their child with them. Nobody should have to carry a picture of their child on the back of a mask card. But this is our life. Shortly thereafter, we made a resolution to ourselves to do everything that we can to prevent other families from having to endure this life of pain, from losing a loved one to preventable gun violence. So we started Sandy Hook Promise to do just that. In those first early days, we didn't really know what to do, but our federal government was trying to close the loophole in the federal background check system, and we felt that was something that we should be able to do. And we met with most of the United States Senate and tried to explain to them that 90% of Americans wanted to see that same loophole closed. And for 10 years, we've come back to the Senate and the House of Representatives trying to do that. And we're still here, 10 years later. In those 10 years, Sandy Hook Promise has built an organization of great people who have implemented programs across the country. We've trained nearly 18 million people, adults and children, in our Know the Signs programs because we know that gun violence is preventable. And if we train students how to recognize those warning signs, they can get somebody to help before it becomes a tragedy. And we have prevented hundreds of suicides and at least 9 school shootings to date. Because students who are trained with the tools and the training to recognize those warning signs and get somebody help, it works. It's a model that works. And so right now, 10 years later, we are filled with hope. It does feel different because the Senate is proposing a framework with bipartisan support. The Extreme Risk Protection Order is the policy component to what we do. When people recognize a family member at risk, they can petition the courts to separate them from their firearms temporarily until they're out of danger. We know that works. It's constitutional and it's effective. Closing the boyfriend loophole is another proven method that works, and it's effective, and it's constitutional. Another important part of this is happening with bipartisan support. We have folks on both sides of the aisle who are coming together because they know it's important to protect our children and to make our community safer, and that's what this is really all about. This should not be about politics. This should be about protecting our young people and all of us from preventable gun violence, and we have the tools. Myself, my family, and Sandy Hook Promise applauds this bipartisan effort to make this first small step toward making us safer from preventable gun violence. So I'm asking you all to please support your senators, support your legislators, call their offices, demand this, tell them this is important to you, and we can get this done together. Thank you very much.